Good evening and welcome. Let's take a look at our top story. The situation in Brazil is worsening day by day due to the coronavirus pandemic. And President Jair Bolsonaro continues to play down the threat. With close to 55,000 positive cases and more than 3,000 dead, Brazil is the worst hit nation in South America. The daily rise in the number of cases is steep. On Thursday, Brazil reported more than 3,700 new coronavirus cases. And if this trend continues, Brazil could soon become one of the COVID-19 hotspots in the world. Medical officials have raised alarm after alarm. Experts in Rio de Janeiro and at least 4 other major cities have warned that hospital systems in Brazil are on the verge of collapse. Questions are also being raised about the number of tests being conducted in Brazil. A report by the Health Ministry earlier this month said that Brazil had the capacity to test around 7,000 people a day. In comparison, India has a testing capacity of around 50,000 people per day. Now, experts say the actual number of cases in Brazil could be far higher than official numbers. Scientists from the University of Sao Paulo say the true number of infections could be between 587,000 to even 1.1 million. If these numbers are anything to go by, then the death toll in Brazil could rise exponentially in the coming weeks. Treatment facilities in Brazil are limited. Hospitals are already running full, and health workers say they can barely handle rising new cases every day. The state of Rio has 7 public hospitals equipped to treat COVID-19. Only one of them has the capacity to accommodate more patients. A 200-bed field hospital is set to open in the city of Rio de Janeiro from Saturday. Meanwhile, President Jair Bolsonaro continues to be in denial. He has dismissed all dire predictions and warnings about the spread of the virus. Bolsonaro has shown no signs of wavering from his insistence that COVID-19 is a minor disease and broad social distancing measures are not needed. Bolsonaro himself has joined rallies against the lockdown. The president threw all caution to the wind when he was seen coughing while addressing a public rally. It goes without saying that Bolsonaro was not wearing a mask at that time. Last week, Bolsonaro also sacked his health minister, Luis Henrique Mandetta. Mandetta was the lone voice in his cabinet in favor of a strict lockdown to contain the spread. Mandetta's replacement, Nelson Tech, a former advisor of Bolsonaro, instead is a vocal supporter of the president. Now, many believe Bolsonaro is taking a similar stance as his American counterpart, Donald Trump. The reality is sadly far worse. Bolsonaro has insisted on keeping the economy going at the cost of risking people's lives. Now, he has weaponized denialism of the pandemic as a political strategy to appeal to his base. He has even gone on to say that if the pandemic escalates, it would land on his lap. As new cases of COVID-19 are overwhelming hospitals and clinics across Brazil, political instability continues to plague Bolsonaro's government. Brazil's Justice Minister, Sergio Moro, resigned and has accused the president of interfering in the country's law enforcement. The Brazilian government is in turmoil, struggling not only to contain a fast-growing coronavirus outbreak, but now also with political instability. After the resignation of the Justice Minister, there were protests calling for Bolsonaro's impeachment. The Brazilian president is accused of trying to appoint a new federal police chief to gain secret intelligence reports, but Bolsonaro has denied all accusations by Justice Minister and said that he couldn't make a liar of him. Bolsonaro's popularity has been slumping due to his shocking response towards COVID-19, from terming the deadly pandemic as a little cold to joining anti-lockdown protests in the capital. Bolsonaro's handling of coronavirus has been under massive criticism. A week ago, like all medical experts across the world, Health Minister Luis Henrique proposed social distancing measures, but Bolsonaro called his measures poison, which could kill the economy, and also fired him, clashing over his ideas to tackle the virus. As of today, the lethal coronavirus has infected more than 54,000 people and has killed over 3,700 people across Brazil. About 22,600 patients are still in the hospital, with 8,318 needing critical care.